Authentic UFO footage caught on camera by a university professor and his research students. This was about 5 days ago. This is on Collective Evolution by Arjul Walia. The facts, they say, at Ostfold University College. It has an observatory and is set up year-round, 24/7, and the purpose of it is for filming the strange light phenomena that's known in this part of Norway. Well, we know that they have the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights. Now, one night, scientists and students captured footage of an actual craft. So if you think about this topic, how it's changed over the years, going from taboo to completely verified within the mainstream media, what are the implications of realizing that we have been visited for possibly longer than we've been aware of by extraterrestrial UFOs, that is, space aliens, or something that we have no knowledge of being around us? Now, is this man-made advanced technology? Is it perhaps pre-flood beings that are still around with us? Who knows? Now, UFOs have gone from being a taboo topic of discussion to a scientifically proven phenomenon. They are real. We've had even military craft taking videos of them in Puerto Rico, in Mexico, especially with the infrared films. And for some reason they don't show up. We cannot see them with our naked eye, but they do show up in infrared. Now, this is evident from all types of declassified documents as well, witness testimonies, electro-optical data that's available, as well as all of the mainstream UFO disclosures that's occurred over the past few years. We're even talking about credible people such as, for example, Paul Hellyer. He's 95 years old. He's still alive. He used to be the former Defense Secretary of Canada, and he has many a time, he's still speaking out concerning what he knows about aliens living among us, and even helping various governments across the world. And you can find his lectures on YouTube if you want. Paul Hellyer, the ex-4 Defense Minister of Canada. So he's very he's trying to inform people of all this. Now, the data is available, as well as all of the mainstream UFO disclosure that's occurred over the past few years. We're talking about testimonies from astronauts, generals, colonels, pilots, longtime Department of Defense, space agency scientists like Norman Bergrum, Bob Dean, Colonel Ross Dickerson, Edgar Mitchell, and as I said before, Defense Minister of Canada, Paul Hellyer. The list is very long, and the number of testimonies reaches to well over 1,000 if we look at them on a global scale. The question is no longer if UFOs exist, but rather who or what is behind the wheel of these UFOs. And just as there was evidence for UFOs decades ago when the phenomenon was referred to as more of a mere conspiracy theory, the same holds true for the hypothesis that some of these objects may be crafts piloted by extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional beings. There's plenty of reasons to assume that many of these craft are extraterrestrial, from contactee abduction accounts as well as witness testimonies like this one here, the Norway professor. The extraterrestrial hypothesis holds a lot of credibility. We also have to mention that many encounters with these crafts show a display of physics-defying maneuvers. The hypothesis made its way into the mainstream recently when a Pentagon official disclosed its, quote, aerospace aerial threat identification program, end quote. Aerospace aerial threat identification program. The head of that department, Louis Elizondo, went on national television just weeks after retiring from the Pentagon, stating that he believes some of these objects are piloted by intelligent extraterrestrials. So if that's what we believe, what you believe, you're not alone in your thoughts. Mainstream UFO disclosure requires another discussion, as it's hard to really trust any information or perspective that comes from mainstream media these days. Now, they have video footage of this. There are no shortages of what seems to be authentic videos from very credible sources. Sure, we've had multiple videos. We've even had videos from the U.S. Navy with UFOs coming out of the water, flying directly into space with unimaginable speeds. I mean, underwater UFOs. So underwater, we don't really know what's going on underwater because we can't view what's going on. Now, there are multiple videos out on this and pictures of these objects released by dozens of governments worldwide. We also have footage from a number of civilians who have encountered objects like this and have been lucky enough to have a phone and or a camera and take images of them. Now, one example, a UFO was filmed by multiple crews in Turkey in May 13th, 2009. The footage appears to show occupants inside the craft, and it made headlines over there, as well as known ufologists in the Kumburgaz, Turkey UFO incident. There were also several witnesses from a local village. The video was analyzed by the Scientific and Technology Research Board of Turkey, which is sponsored by that government of Turkey, by the way, and they concluded and vouched for its authenticity. It was filmed by the late Dr. Roger Lear, which is fascinating because he was a doctor of podiatric medicine, that is, he was a foot doctor, and arguably the best known individual with regards to extracting alleged alien implants in humans. He's performed more than 15 surgeries that removed 16 separate distinct objects, and these objects have been investigated by several prestigious laboratories, including the Los Alamos National Laboratories, New Mexico Tech, and many others. And you can watch him speak at the citizens' hearing on disclosures, which took place a few years ago. You'll find them on YouTube. Then now the sightings in the video here come from Erling P. Strand. He's an assistant professor in the Faculty of Computer Science at Østfold University College, Remmen in Halden in Norway. The footage was taken by the Laden Interactive Observatory at Østfold University College, and this observatory captured and documented many strange anomalies that seem to plague that area, and it seems to be the only official 24-hour UFO observatory in the world. Can you imagine? Now, radar and cameras have tracked and filmed various unexplained phenomena in this area. The fastest one recorded at 30,000 kilometers per hour, which is faster than any known aircraft today. Now, we all know, okay, well, some countries claim that they have hypersonic craft now, but they don't get anywhere close to this 30,000 kilometers per hour. Now, the light phenomena here in Delem, Norway, started in the late 1981 with a lot of sightings. At the most, it was 20 sightings a week. That's a very big amount. The local people here started to see the light down in the valley, sometimes close to their homes, and they were wondering, what is this? What could this light be? This was a quote taken from Strand from the day before disclosure. Radar and camera have since then picked up amazing images of unexplained light phenomena. The landings have also been reported, and conclusive evidence showing Earth samples have also been taken from the areas of where these unknown mysterious craft have landed. They took soil samples to be tested. And we have a picture here of the students and scientists examining a 2-ton piece of turf that was cut out in the area using laser precision. It was lifted, placed a few meters away, and there was no sign of machinery or people doing this. Now, why was this cut, this 2-ton block cut? Anyway, 1 week during September 2007, a major survey was carried out by the university scientists, assisted by students with several observation units. On the fourth night of the survey, something special happened. And you'll see here embedded the footage of this mysterious Norway lights caught on camera. What was this? The footage of multiple instances documented by the observatory, as well as more information on this particular area in Norway. It was taken by Stand and his students. In the beginning, you'll see what it showed up in September, although it's dark, but you can hear the excitement of Stand and his students as they scream with joy at what they're looking at. The second piece of footage within the clip, where it cuts to shortly after, is another incident that was filmed by the observatory as well. And this is another picture from the observatory. It's just one of many images that they have that continue to be completely unexplained to this day. Now, the conclusion is, what kind of implications are to be made from realizing that we are not alone and that we've been visited and are being visited continually from beings from somewhere else? And they've been doing this from antiquity, it seems. It truly leaves no aspect of humanity untouched, and it's interesting to reflect on how this has been hidden from us for such a long time. And not just limited to ufology. Ultimately, this sheltered from the truth often ends up hindering our willingness to learn about what all these things are. And we've been conditioned to live our life and to accept things the way we're taught and ignore any information challenging our beliefs, despite all this evidence around us. And obviously they're there, so we should find out what this is. There's something for us to discover here, and perhaps something to discover more about ourselves and about nature and where we came from. So it's up to us to research and find out what all this is, I guess. But first we have to collectively accept that it's time to take off the training wheels, and no longer should we continue to live this way, the way we've been. We have to move forward and be more serious and more mature about things. Now, obviously, these beings, whatever they are, have also a tremendous amount of knowledge having to do with advanced technology and the use of cheap and abundant energy. Anyway, I'll leave a link below for you, for this is on collective evolution. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.